What up, guys? Hi again. This is Gian for Banyo Thoughts, your daily dose of adventure and happiness. Today, I'll do another comic slash light novel review. And the title of the not a hindi siya well, it's actually a webtoon. It's a Korean novel. It's called The Legendary Moonlight Sculptor. So it's been around for maybe like 3-4 years na, but they haven't finished it yet. I don't think it's still done. So it existed first as a written written masterpiece. It's a light novel, and then they started doing they initially did a webtoon out of it, but I think they changed the artist who was doing the cartoons. So now they recently launched a new one. I think last year lang yata, late last year, which is a better artwork and a better depiction of the story. So the story is about a guy named Weed. Well, W-E-E-D, as in literally weed, yung yung bawal na gamot. Ay, bawal na tawag doon na hindi naman, I don't think it's a bawal na plant. So, and then ano siya, it's a virtual reality kind of game, like novel. It starts off with I think in that time, in that particular world, human beings are able to create a new form of entertainment, which is actually virtual reality. So you now have like capsules where you can go inside, and then your mind or your brain wavelengths enter into a new world, which is a virtual world where you can actually experience everything from pain, from food, from everything. So, but unlike in the real world where you don't have like superpowers or anything like that or abilities, in that particular virtual world you are able to level up. So in his particular case, without sharing too much about what's gonna happen because I already in the super latest chapter. Basically, it starts off with, again, usual character na wala nang inisip kundi pera lang. Yun ang isip niya, yun ang naging umpisa ng kanyang buhay. So, and he's a very greedy person. So, lahat about pera. So anything na pwede niya ibenta, kung may ultimate online seller yan, I think he's the best bet. So, lahat na pwedeng ibenta niya. Anyway, so nangyari sa kanya, he basically not stumbled, but he actually got a class where he didn't realize that it's actually one of the legendary class. It's called Sculptor. Basically, kailangan niya mag-level up pag nagsusculpt siya. So originally he didn't like it. So basically, that's the gist of the thing. He didn't like it, but he had no other choice but to stick with that class. So he basically gains stats and skills when he does sculpting, like literally sculpting. So to the point that I think in the later part of the story, matutuwa ka na lang, is because he started creating masterpieces left and right, like legendary masterpiece ng mga sculpts, ng mga sculpture, ano ba yan? Everywhere in the world, yung sa game. So but he always does this one girl that he met once or twice. Well, in the novel he would meet her several times, but in the first ever time na nakilala sila, na sobrang nagandahan siya sa girl na to. But she's also a player, but she's like uber powerful. Yung parang isa sa mga high level na characters, pero aloof sa mga tao. So she basically does everything on her own. So ginawa niya, she started sculpting her every time. So he would leave different statues of her in different places depicting her emotion, to the point that he started gaining more skills and more capability in terms of his profession or class as a sculptor. And to the point na naman na he can actually give life to his artworks, which is I kind of like the story kasi he was able to basically create a you can say an army of of his artworks. Sculptures, yeah. An RP uses sculptures. So basically, kaya niya bigyan ng buhay lahat yung mga ano niya. So which is kind of good kasi nga it's a different kind of storyline. Hindi siya yung gagaya ng... So usually, di ba mga storylines sa mga famous mga novels, usually mga knights lahat sila, mga warriors, mga magicians. Ito wala at all. He's just basically sculpting. But yung sculpting niya, he increases his skill sets as well. So he became a fighter, but yung nga lang, he's able to create characters or basically what he imagines and puts out there into a rock or any kind of, whether it's wood, rock or tree or whatever. So kahit anong item kaya niya i-sculpt. So ang ganda ng story lang kasi is because yung transformation, again, is usually the style is a transformation from being someone who's very selfish to eventually becoming more of a leader, more of a person who cares for the other ones. Pero ang mabilib lang sa kanya, negosyante talaga. So lahat pineperahan niya, maski yung mga kalaban, yung mga kaaway niya, pinagkakakitaan pa rin niya. Like yung may papatay na siya na kalaban, pagkakakitaan pa rin niya yun. So eventually, yumaman rin siya sa storya. So ang maganda lang doon is that it's a very light story. It's very, hindi siya yung mabigat or maiiyak ka or anything. It's a very good good feels kind of thing. So happy feels lang siya. So I would like to recommend you guys reading it. It's a good one. It's actually out it's called, I read it at lightnovel.com. So readlightnovel.com. So you can read it there, the Legendary Moonlight Sculptor, or you can actually read the web version of it, the webtoon version of it. You can actually check it out in www.mangafreak.net. So it's actually available there as well. So you can read it there. It's a very good story, very good artwork, very good feels as well. It's not your usual super strong, uber powerful hero kind of thing. It's a very story of an ordinary guy who because of his this particular class, he was able to make it into a legendary class because of his again. Siguro I'm attracted to like people doing hard work. Like kasi wala talaga siyang ginawa. Like one example of the story, he overcame. I mean, one of his quests was to basically capture the spirit of animals. So how do you capture the spirit of animals? So ginawa niya for several weeks, months. Kinokopy lang niya basically yung ginagawa ng mga ano. So rabbit, he basically started acting like a rabbit for weeks and weeks and weeks. He ate the food of the rabbit, parang lang makuha niya yung essence ng rabbit. Eventually, yung nag-start siya mag-sculpt, nakuha niya yung essence ng how a rabbit looks and feels. So it looks, even though the sculpture is made out of wood or rock, it looks as if it was real. To the point na nag-evolve siya to a deer, to a horse, to everything. So nagpataas ng pataas yung eventually he was able to sculpt human beings and they look so real. May mga aspect of love stories rin. Actually, there is an aspect of the reason why some people go through that game or the virtual reality is to cure their it's actually a cure for mental health problems. So if you read the book, you would see a lot of like people who use it as a means to solve their mental problems. Like one girl, I think she has a trauma, so it's part of the medical procedure for her to undergo this. Yeah, so yung ganun na minsan naman yung because the person cannot walk anymore in real life, that the virtual reality world gave that person another opportunity to fulfill a part of her dream. So basically, then yun ang maganda lang dun sa novel na yan. So yun ang nagustuhan ko din. So there's a mix of both world, and then they show the reality of it, and they also show the virtual world. it's a that's why I like it, because it's a really again about, you know, pushing through your hard work, and then enjoying, not really caring what people think of your work. So he just basically focuses on making sure that that the work that he comes out with it he really likes and loves. So like creating mga characters, creating mga yung mga statues na ginagawa niya of different things that he see, and then giving life to them, and then yung relationship ng mga character, para kasi siyang tatay ng mga ano to eh. So but they don't treat him like that, kasi minsan yung mga ginawa niyang mga sinadya niya talaga gawing pangit yung iba. So naiinis sa kanya pag binuhay na niya, naiinis sa kanya yung mga yung mga characters na yung bakit ang pangit-pangit to nila. So yung mga ganyan, may mga ugali lahat sila. So it's really funny because it's like a relationship of like of his pseudo family, you can say. And then yeah, so I think you should, I encourage people to read it and check it out. It's called The Legendary Moonlight Sculptor. So it's a good read, very light, not too heavy. I'll put the description of where you can read it I put the link on the description so you guys can check it out yourselves. So yun lang. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's very quick sharing to today. So yep, see you guys tomorrow again for another session of Banyo Thoughts, your daily dose of adventure and happiness. See you guys.